All right, good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you may be watching this. Today we're going to be talking about and explaining the regionals in 2018. They are going to be a little bit different than what we did in 2017. So we're going to kind of explain the new format, how we're still going to try and keep it somewhat special, and how we're also hopefully supporting some of the local clubs. So first off, in 2018 there is going to be more regionals, because that was one of the big things that people talked about, was that they really wanted one in each corner of the country, which makes sense because it is supposed to be a regional qualifier for championships. Now what that means is if you go to a regional and you win in your division, and the divisions are correlated to NADAC championships, not a regular weekend trial. That does make a slight difference since we have, say, 16-inch standard, 16-inch veteran, etc., etc. If you win your division for the regional, you get an automatic invite to championships. Now, what that could mean is if someone maybe does not get to trial a lot in NADAC, or whatever reason, they don't have a lot of trials in their area, whatever the case may be, but they have a really nice dog, they could actually come to a regional, win the regional, and go to championships. Now it also carries a couple other benefits. For anyone who doesn't know, you automatically get a bye into the finals round at championships. Now what that means is, regardless of how you did at championships, you will be allowed to run in finals. Now what that does not mean, we do not count the regional bye dogs in the top 33% for championship finals round. So what that means is if we have, say, 10 dogs going to finals, and that is our 33%, if there are 2 dogs that are regional winners that did not make that top 10, they do not count towards that total. So we would actually have 12 dogs going to the finals round for that division. So, and that's what you get for winning regional, is you've already proven yourself, so we give you the opportunity to run at finals since you have proven yourself at a regional. So that is basically the benefits of winning the regional. That's what you're getting. Now what we are doing differently this year, the first regional we did was kind of a big test. We made it a fairly large production. There was a lot of stuff going on. Because of the increased numbers that we had to do for this year, they are not going to be such a big production. They're going to be a little more low-key. And they're also going to be held with club trials. So instead of it being a NADAC sanctioned event, we're actually going to go to a club's trial, and we're going to do all the scoring based off of regular for that club's weekend. So ideally it'll actually boost entries for the local club, gain a little more interest. Now how we're going to make it special, like I mentioned, because we're not going to be able to do as big of a production, is we are going to use regionals as part of the testing grounds for new events in NADAC or possible new classes. We'll see how it goes. We have 2 things that have been requested a lot in the last 2 years. One of them is some sort of a team type event with a cash buy-in and prize, and the second is a revamped version of Gamblers. And I apologize, I am shooting right next to a road. I feel like it might get loud here in just 1 second when this large truck goes by. I guess we will see how good the mic is, if it picked that up or let it slide through. So anyways, so a revamped version of Gamblers, basically what this will be is we're going to eliminate all of the reasons we originally got rid of the class and try and make a new version that works with our NADAC mindset, how we work towards flow, safety, all that kind of stuff. And I think we've got a pretty good way of doing it, so we are going to test that at the regionals if the clubs want to. That is the only other thing. If a club does not want to try out the team event, try out the gamblers event, they do not have to. A lot of clubs, I'm sure, will actually decline because they have large trials and they run late in the day and they don't want to keep their people there any longer than they have to. So that is a possibility. It just depends on the club. But I think most clubs will probably do at least one, if not both. So we'll see how that goes. Now, as far as where they're going to be, we are about 90% solid on dates right now. At the moment, the most likely areas appear to be Maryland, Georgia, Wisconsin, Texas, Washington, and Calgary, Alberta, Canada. All of those seem pretty solid, but we're waiting for the final all clear before we put them up on the website. So if you go to the NADAC website, go to events, go to NADAC Regionals. That is where all of these will be posted, along with info, premiums for each event, all of that kind of fun stuff. And that really pretty much covers it. Like I said, we're gonna bring it back a little bit from the regional in 2017, but we're gonna try and add some stuff that's a little more doable on a large scale so that we can still make it special for everybody. Now, the last two things, either myself or Amanda will be present at every single regional. I will probably be at 90% of them. There appears to be only one that I will not be able to make. So I'll be there making sure the courses are all set the way they need to be, and all that fun stuff. And also, we will be using leaning more towards the difficult side of courses for regionals, at the very least for the regular agility class. You know, everybody knows when you go to a trial, you might have an easy set one day, a hard set one day. If you go to regionals, you're pretty much guaranteed it's going to be a harder set of regular courses because we do want to challenge the people that are coming to compete. And I think that pretty much covers everything. If you guys have any questions, send us an email at support@nadac.com. You can always ask it via the forum. I personally am not a big fan of asking questions on Facebook, as they are very easily lost and not easily tracked. So I do prefer email or the forum, and it's a lot easier to keep track of everything. But have fun, everybody. Happy trialing, and I'm sure I'll be seeing a lot of you over the next year. Goodbye.